to the site, what percentage of the people that are participating are women?
You know, it's a fair question. So despite all of what I said before and all my marketing efforts and focusing on them, ultimately we got to a situation where it doesn't matter what city, what country, what province, state I've launched in, I've never had more women sign up than men. In America right now, it's about 31% of the service is female. In Canada, it's about the same thing. The only place where it's closer to 40% is, for whatever reason, Australia. So it's either the drinking water down there or something else about the culture. And Switzerland also has something close to that. But we've never had a 50-50 ratio. And that's despite, you know, very conscious marketing efforts directed solely at women.
If people think it's a bunch of dudes, you're not going to get them. So here's my question. Do you or people from your company ever create more female profiles so that it appears to the men that are participating that there may be females, even if they're not real?
No, definitely not. You know, we decided at the outset that this was going to be an organic service and take time to build. And so do people get dissatisfied? Yes. If they come to it thinking it's an online brothel, and what they do is send 5 messages, you know, saying, hey, do you want to have sex, and then not get anywhere, you know, we try and recalibrate that by saying, hey, you're not going to be successful here. But people do that. And they also get angry. Listen, we suspend maybe 200 profiles a day for people who are on there improperly, meaning soliciting or acting aggressively, but yet we still find time and time again that, you know, people do sneak through the wire, and we try our best. And so sometimes people get frustrated with that experience, but that's not unique to Ashley Madison. That's really a product of online dating in general.
I appreciate that. No, that wasn't my question, though. My question was, do you guys ever engage with consumers or create profiles that aren't real?
No, absolutely not. You know,
That's never happened?
Never happened.
Okay.
So what we do is, in fact, the opposite. You know, we heard noise around those kinds of things, and so we'd offer a guarantee. I will, and continue to do, a $249 package that says to people, if you purchase a service and don't find what you're looking for, meaning that I don't want any video evidence or anything along those lines, we'll just give you your money back. And to date, we've been, you know, pretty conscious of giving that back whenever anybody's asked.
Yeah, in doing the research for this, I was seeing some of the complaints board comments and people saying that they were interacted with by people that turned out not to be real people, that there were fake profiles to make it look like there were more women than men. But you're saying that never happens.
To be honest, I mean, like I said, I think what ends up happening is people have interactions. You know, there's more men than women on the site. If a woman rejects a guy right away, he thinks that there's something up, or whatever it ends up being. That would just necessitate a whole other element to my business that I just wasn't prepared to go down. But the industry itself suffers from that. You know, Match.com is involved in a lawsuit. AFF, other people have been accused of it. I just think in general, dating sites don't always work out for people. And rather than look inward, just like why people have affairs, people want to point fingers and blame. We know what we have as a service. We know the thousands of women we attract. We know we attract more men than women, and so we're going to have dissatisfied customers. But there's not much we can do about that other than offer them their money back. But we continue, I think, to be a wildly successful service for the vast majority of our users.
And do you actually see that? Do you have like the equivalents of customer satisfaction surveys, and you see that women are actually more satisfied than men on the site?
Yeah, listen, Ashley Madison is probably the most successful website on the planet for women in a sense, because it doesn't matter how old they are or how much they weigh. They come with an expectation, and if you guys did it, if you built a female profile tomorrow, you know, within 24 hours, you're going to have a half dozen men interested in meeting with you. And so it becomes a very landscape-tilted experience. And so the women really do get wooed and pursued, and that's what they're missing back home, and that's what makes them happy again. That's one of the reasons they're here pursuing an affair. And so for some men, that can be dissatisfying. You know, they do want to come here and are looking for something a little quicker. We're just not that kind of service. There are casual dating services for that, but that's not the way Ashley Madison was set up. And so, you know, with some of that marketing you and I just talked about earlier, we're going to attract people like that. It just, you know, there's no way or two ends or ifs about it. So I can just do the best thing I can, which is to try and directionalize them more effectively. And if they're really unhappy, just refund their money and tell them to move on.
So we don't want to get, you know, all